Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again as we kick off the mid-year with exciting events. My name is Gail Peñaranda, and I'm the Marketing Manager of MyTrade PH, Abacus Securities, and I will be your host for today.
So, everyone, please welcome Mr. Francisco H. Suarez Jr. and Mr. Joey B. Crisol Jr.
Good afternoon, Sir Joey and Sir Francis.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for having us, and Bess, thank you very much for that very generous and comprehensive introduction for Francis and me. We prepared a very short presentation just to give some highlights. But suffice it to say that 2023 was very, very strong, which is why it gives us optimism that in spite of a high base last year, in spite of the historic performance, we were still able to grow during the first quarter or the first 3 months of this year.
Earlier, GT Capital recorded record net income for the first quarter of this year to 7.06 billion. So it is 7% higher versus the 6.56 billion which was reported in the first quarter of last year. In terms of reported or consolidated net income, it likewise grew by 7% from 6.6 billion in the first quarter of last year to 7.11 billion as of the first quarter of this year. So as discussed earlier, this core and consolidated net income for the first quarter is a significant improvement from the previous same period of the prior year, and this is also over and above the record net income that was recorded by the company as of the full year 2023. And as mentioned, the improvement in banking is coming from the record net income of the bank as of the first quarter of this year. So 12 billion, that's about 15% improvement year on year.
So even given that the GDP of the Philippines will slow down, we believe that motorization will persist.
At the moment, we have 2 joint venture partners in our Cavite project, and these are SM. So we have a co-development arrangement with SM, and SM is planning to build a shopping mall, a school, a transport terminal, and medium-rise buildings. So aside from that, we have also entered into a joint venture with Nomura Real Estate. So this is federal land and Nomura Real Estate. And in the case of our joint venture with them, it's more or less to further diversify the property offerings of federal land.
May summarize. So just like any conglomerate, we would like a more diversified portfolio. Because for context, there was a time that Toyota was the biggest contributor, and then now it's banking. So there is obviously a need to find a third or even a fourth engine of growth for GT Capital. So that has been the aspiration, and as Francis explained, in the property front, we have been doing several projects expanding the offerings of our property business. So it's really a matter of diversification, not just with existing businesses that we have, but as we explained earlier, even in adjacent or new sectors, such as renewable energy.
That question, our current dividend policy, and this was just implemented just this year, is 6 pesos per share, regular cash dividend. It's an improvement from the previous 3 pesos per share, regular cash dividend. So we doubled our regular cash dividends from 3 pesos to 6 pesos.
And for one, Toyota has been the number 1 brand with the market share ranging anywhere from 45 to 50%. That has been there for quite some time, for decades in fact. That's why we highlight this Triple Crown Award, which Toyota has won in the Philippines for 22 consecutive years.
This has been a very insightful and informative afternoon with GTCAP, and I hope all our viewers were able to ask their questions and have their questions answered sufficiently.
Thank you for being with us today.
Likewise, we thank you and we thank the audience because, as I mentioned during my opening statement, we really appreciate opportunities such as this to reach out to explain the story for better understanding and hopefully to build better shareholder value. So we also thank you. And if you have further questions, we have the website gtcapital.com.ph. You can see the contact details there if you want to reach out to the investor relations team for further questions.
Once again, this is Gail Peñaranda, your host for today's Wink Live. And we have Bess Santiago as my co-host and moderator. Catch you all on our social media channels and don't forget to like and subscribe to have a better tomorrow. See you again next time, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.